A very good evening to all our viewers and welcome to today's edition of the Evening Review. My name is Taiwan Jabela, your host. Tonight on the show we are joined by Helmut Angula. He is a former cabinet minister and also a Swapo veteran of the Swapo party. And he's here to talk about what we call the Helmut Amendments that have been in the press for weeks now, ahead of the Swapo Congress. Uncle, welcome back to the show. You've been here once before, so.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
I have been.
yes. Just, you know, I think it was us at Namibian Sun who coined the term itself, Helmut Amendments, but that is because there's always been this talk of amendments drafted by Helmut Angula for the in 2018, and they were sort of collectively adopted.
2017.
Is it 2017?
17.
Yeah. And then they were adopted by the party. But give me, what is that specific role that you played so much that we now call it Helmut Amendments unofficially?
Yeah, it's funny anyway.
Yeah.
But I was appointed by the political bureau to chair the amendment committee of the central committee. It is like this, at least a year before the Congress or any Congress, the central committee have to come up with a review of the Constitution, to review its currency with the status quo, to review things that have become popular, to revise things that have become outdated. And so, yes, I was mandated to chair that committee. It had members from the wings, from the central committee itself, and from affiliates, organizations. So we look at many provisions within the Constitution. Those also include the governing rules for the electoral processes. Yeah, some of those things, yes, of course, were burning, some not so burning. And at that point in time, I think there was a bit more worry that a lot of people joining the party, some coming from former opposition parties, some of those were even MPs of the opposition parties.
Yeah.
Yes. And a lot of those people are not people who were not who were lousy. They were people who were outspoken, and they could be good, but yes, their history is that they were outspoken and they were good at politics. Some of them. Yeah. So then there was that discussion as to up to what level these new members may be admissible to the political party.
Yeah.
We also know that in the scheme of things, the general membership may not so very critical. They look at popularity, at good talks, but it's difficult to differentiate the true intention of somebody leaving his party and joining another party and also becoming popular in that party. So, and yes, there were many of the school that we should not allow the original principles of Swapo as a revolutionary movement to be diluted. Yes, so we therefore have to see to it that the leadership remain strong enough, committed to those essentials that bind us together, the love for one's country, patriotism, and also the mass-based organizations caring for the have and have-nots. So, yes, apart from, I mean, there were a lot of amendments, but they did not become so important to the members. So that one of those tenets is also now that, yeah, there was also in creeping attitude of commercialism.
Yeah.
Yeah. People start to, when they are acquiring membership card, they try to backdate them to seem as of...
You see, they've been there for a long time.
Yes, yes. And there have been a lot of dispute on that at branch and district level, where people come up with those cards, and the other people who knows them better, they will come up protesting and say, no, this person, since when is he a member of Swapo? He was in that formation. He was actually one of those people who were reporting political activists, caused the death of so many people by reporting. You remember there was that thing, cop health. Yeah, people, if they can bring the head of a guerrilla fighter, they had 10,000 cash
you get
paid. Or if they have given information of the whereabouts of the guerrillas, and that lead to the capture or killing, then they get 5,000. That story was very common.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so some of these people, maybe they were clever, maybe they thought they are not known, the collaborators, they started being very active. And of course other people who know them better, they say, no, it's pretense. Yeah, so when elections come in the branches there in the district, the quarrel starts there as to when people are now competing for position, and you find somebody becoming secretary or somebody coordinator, and a lot of people start to protest. Now it's these people from abroad, they don't ask questions. They are putting people in place who has done damage to the people, those kind of things.
So basically you chaired those proceedings, and then I suppose because of your chairmanship, then it just became then known as what we call it today.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me, Mr. Angula, now so one of the things that I never understood, maybe you can explain it while you're here today, is that if you say that someone must have served for 10 consecutive years in Central Committee, why consecutive? If I served in the Central Committee from 1990, and then 1995 I get democratically voted out, and then I bounce back in the year 2000 until 2005. That is still 10 years. Why does it have to be consecutive?
Yeah, I think the intention here was, from experience, you find that some people will go out of the party through protest, just protest. Or some may have some dispute with other people, individual people, and then walk out. They walk out, they go out there, they form another party, or they join another party. But across the river, it's green as it seems. And then the person come back, maybe he realized, I made a mistake, or maybe he said, oh no, I think I've not taught them enough lesson. Let me go back now and
finish them all.
And finish them now. So that the target was to that. It was not for an innocent person who's not voted, who's not returned. But maybe that skip the drafters to close that thing that if somebody was just not returned, that should be a different case. But if it was a matter of somebody expelled or somebody left the party under dispute, no, I think that maybe escaped the mind of the drafters.
And then you spoke about opportunism, people coming into the party with, you spoke about commercial interest, for example, because maybe Swapo is seen as that platform where you can accelerate the pace at which you get rich and stuff like that. But if someone served in the Central Committee for 10 years, they have no other background in the party really. They came in, maybe they were young. When the country became independent, I was 8 years old. So if I grew then later, and then I became a member of the Central Committee, and then I served for 10 years, maybe I'm popular, I dress well, I'm clean shaven. Does that give me the edge against an army general, for example, who has never served in a Central Committee, but he has contributed during the liberation struggle, commanding the troops and all that, and therefore having done more than I did? Well, where do we accommodate those?
Yes, here I think the challenge came about because of the non-partisanship of the army, or army, police, and other security establishment. So, according to the Constitution, these people are supposed to be apolitical. So, in that case, being not participating actively in the process of politics is difficult. That for somebody to, just because he was a freedom fighter, general, now he can come in. Because the Constitution provides for how to join the party. You must join from the section. But then the branch, you are there, registered, become a member and serving those. Now, the problem is that the challenge is when the person has reached such high rank, to go back to the section and branch, you can't see it fit way. And the other people also, what he's looking for, he has done his service. So, therefore, it becomes a challenge for somebody to come in the structure after serving in the security establishment. However, we have made a provision in the Constitution for the head of the party to appoint 6 people to the Central Committee. Normally they come to the Congress and they are stacked in such a way that they will be elected. They will not be at the end of the tail. So this provision, maybe the head of our party have never applied their mind properly. In fact, we meant that if there's somebody somewhere with a special knowledge, or if there's somebody somewhere under minority groups, which you consciously believe they must be represented, or somebody there who's achiever in terms of economic or in terms of science, in terms of any other field, those are where they're supposed to be the people the head of the party should fish for and stack them like that. Then the question is not asked.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We go for a quick break and then return.
NMH at 1 brings you news from all across Namibia. If you would like to feature your brand or campaign on this platform, contact nmh1@synergy.com.na. NMH at 1, your lunchtime news companion.
We continue the conversation with Helmut Angula. Now, Uncle Kangurohi, the one thing also that is not... so for the first time now we have seen the practical impact of those amendments now ahead of the Congress in November. We have seen people that have no questionable history as far as their loyalty to the party or their service to the country is concerned, but because of those amendments they could not stand. What is your view on that? I mean, Tom Alwendo couldn't. I mean, there were some flimsy process attempt to usher them in, but at the end of the day, it did not stand the test of time. But your Tom Alwendos, your Franz Kapofis, and many other technocrats within the party would have been also good candidates. Do you think, in hindsight today, that maybe there are things that we would have been done better?
No, I don't think so. I think my take is that some people are just slow thinkers.
Yeah.
Because some of notable people of our society who can make a very important contribution, they could have come up earlier, much earlier. So, for example, if the head of a party knew the potential of these people, there was nothing preventing them to nominate them to the Central Committee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of these people served government for more than 10 years. And 10 years, it never clicked to that these people need such kind of promotion. So if they promoted 10 years ago to the members of the Central Committee, the question wouldn't have arisen. Or vice versa. If just 2019, because the complaint started already 2019, 2020, 2021. But nobody has done anything to say, yes, this provision is denying us access to knowledgeable cadres. Let's amend it. And the Constitution provides for an extraordinary Congress that could have been called to address such a thing, such as either relaxation of the period in question, or expansion of the people who might be accommodated in the candidature for the higher hierarchy. For example, to say, well, if you had served in the national liberation struggle as at this rank for a specific period of time, and you have served also government for this specific period of time, notwithstanding this provision, if there is a call from a specific constituency, let's say a region, or you can say maybe 6 regions, if you can be approved of that, whenever you may stand as a candidate. There was ample time. But to allow the time to go and solve itself, that's what it is. So you can now come at the last minute and say, the Constitution must stay a bit here. Let's get we don't know what about next time. Maybe next time is the the Republican Constitution, which you want to say no. Exactly. It's not convenient.
So dangerous president.
No, it cannot be that way. Just slow thing, and also I think it's always the case that the country's best people, but the people who get benefit of being promoted, not all of them qualify. Yes.
So then so you are saying to me, Uncle, that the principle itself was well meant. It's not because, of course, we started hearing people saying, these provisions are keeping out capable cadres and the youth as if veterans of the party have deliberately built a firewall around themselves. So you want to put it on record for me to say, look, that was never the intention. The principle was noble.
No, that was not the intention. As I say, again, I say, the target was the unreliable opportunity seekers coming from the other party, and they get to be elected to key position to make decision. We don't know the intention.
Yeah.
Because remember, also you journalists have repeatedly said Swapo can only be destroyed within by its own members. And we are conscious of that.
Yeah.
So if you become popular and you are coming from any other party and you suddenly are the head, you will take revenge against those people whom you had quarrel with within the party.
Yeah.
And or you do what your policy earlier on wanted. Remember the case of Malawi? They called somebody from Washington to become a president, and the next day, because he did not have support now of the party ground, he just formed his party. At that time, he's the head of state. There's nothing you can do because he's not elected by the party to be the head of state. He's now elected by the popular. So just because you are probleming him, you cannot dismiss him.
Yeah.
You cannot recall him.
Yeah.
So at that time, he just formed his party. Immediately, he became head of another party with capacity he has. The other party is finished.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. We think around to prevent this kind of thing. But in fact, maybe somewhere, I don't know where this escaped also our mind or the mind of those who were there. We were not really saying that people qualify only for the central committee of the mother body. We say if you served in the pioneer movement, your age, your time is counted. If you served in Swapo Youth League, your time is counted. If you served in Elder Council, it's automatic your post. So all those put together, you must be 20 years in party structure leadership.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, and not just because I become the head of the party and I feel my cousin or my village has not been represented enough.
Yeah.
And I say, Hirima from my village is now nominated. No.
Yeah.
That is not what leadership should be all about.
Yeah.
Leadership should come from the ground, from the level. Pioneers movement, Youth League, etc. Maybe one of this omission also that was made, and this is again slow thinking is because the Veterans Association should have been incorporated a long time ago. There was no reason why the Veterans Association did not become a wing of the party already 20, 30 years ago. Yes, they should have like the NUNW. They should have been an association, and automatically their head, or one or two of them, then could have become a delegate to the Congress. That again would have addressed the issue of the potential within the ranks of the army to join. But we were too slow to think about that.
Yeah. The last question then to you, Angula, is do people understand? Again, I must acknowledge, again I said that it was Namibian Sun that for the first time used the term Helmut Amendments, but it was just to summarize what was already being said. The phrase itself, I mean the term, the chronology has been there, but just not the way we coined it. So did we land you in trouble? Do you get people thinking that, because some people have said, look, it was a collective decision of the party to adopt those amendments. But do you have people who misinterpret it and think this was strictly Helmut Angula who was responsible for this?
Let me say, you are not really correct to say you coined it.
Okay.
No. At the Congress in 1917, Huh?
Yeah,
2017.
Yes.
When the amendment were being read, and unfortunately the Congress didn't have time to consider things. We were all just absorbed by election, dancing, relating. And the time come to amendment, it was too late.
Yeah.
So the amendment were read out.
Yeah.
But the person who was reading the amendment, initially he never said actually the proposal from the Central Committee for the amendment. He says so, the proposal. But when he came to that specific, he mentioned my name. That's where it came from. He said this amendment was proposed by Helmut Angula.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
But then maybe you picked it up from there.
Yeah, that's where we got it from.
Yes.
We know that your name was always attached to it.
Yes.
So we just started saying Helmut Amendments.
What is not clear, that is now, of course, water under the bridge, is the person who said it had the intention of lineating my name with those who are not members of the Central Committee or young, or is simply he wanted to underline it that I played a role, that Helmut Angula played a role in introducing this amendment as a chairman or running with this amendment. So that I don't think it's the vast majority of the Central Committee who be today against that.
Yeah.
It's simply people who may not be in the Central Committee and who think they should also be given a chance. But chance comes, but there are rules how to get to that chance.
Absolutely.
Also to underline the fact that the Congress itself did not approve the amendment because there was no time. So it mandated the extraordinary Congress to adopt the amendment. I was not a delegate to the extraordinary Congress. So if really it was an individual thing, then now they had a chance. I was not there. They simply one could say, and also the youth were there. They never protested. The youth were there. Everybody, the wings were there. They never protested. So therefore it must not be seen as protest coming from the Central Committee. No, it's from outside. Yes, you can even see that who are blocking it. Yes, because it's just natural. If you are collegiate or working hard and suddenly somebody is called. And this is the problem where leaders must make themselves to be trusted by their own followers and to be consistent also and predictable. You cannot choose a team to work with. Suddenly you find the team has no capacity to replace you. Is it because there is a Congress? Suppose you have died in a car crash, all of you three, or in a bomb, placed in Parliament or in whatever, all of you are gone. Now, are you going to look for somebody you hear is a good businessman somewhere? No, those remaining ones are the ones to assemble and say they must choose among them. Those ones who are in the structure, in the position of leadership, not an outsider.
Absolutely.
Yes, so that's the point, that if the people who assume the presidency start to think only things about their time, but to think also after them, then they choose the person who is capable of replacing him in the event of him not be there.
Absolutely. Uncle, thank you very much for your time.
It's a pleasure.
Yes.
Pleasure.
That was Helmut Angula filling us in on the background to the Helmut Amendments that have become a point of contestation ahead of the Swapo Congress in November. Thank you for watching.